Hello, this is Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world, with my co-host, Shelly Stevens.
Hey, everybody.
And we're going to be having a good guest on the show today. Going to be on a split screen. So it'll be a call. There is a person that does so much for boxing in the amateur ranks. It happens to be a female. Her name is, her last name is
Delilah Matos.
Delilah V. Matos, who's an amateur referee to USA Boxing out of Chicago. And she's going to be talking about a lot of things that she's been doing. But, you know, Shelly, let's talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame. Now, we got September 26th to the 28th in Atlantic City.
Yes.
We have the induction for the Atlantic City Hall of Fame. And we're going to have a lot of great champions up there.
Yes, I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. Myself, it's going to be my number 6 induction into the Hall of Fame. And we're going to have a real great class of inductees. And I can tell you that boxing has been good to me from the beginning of I can say the beginning of my life when I was 12 years old, when I made the great Gaspar Indian Ortega in New York. But now we have a guest who's a female boxing judge and referee from Chicago. And welcome on the show, Delilah V. Matos. How you doing, Delilah?
Thank you so much. So hi. Hello.
Good. It's always nice having you, a person like yourself, on the show, you know, because I remember when I first started out as a referee, I was getting some calls like this. People were talking to me, interviewing me on radio, the Zoom type meeting, but not available. We didn't have the technology when I started out that we have today. So we've been blessed in a million ways when it comes to technology, and we have somebody like you on the show. Can you tell us a little bit about well, actually, I want to have Shelly ask you a couple of questions. Shelly?
Yeah, and I wanted to say thank you so much for having me on the show. Thank you so much. I feel so blessed and so honored to be here.
Oh, it is an honor and a blessing to know this man. Seriously. Oh, my goodness. He helps so many people. What I want to ask you is, you have such a busy schedule because we know you have a regular job that we're going to be talking about a little bit later, but I want to know who inspired you to be a referee?
You know, so I have done competitions in the past, so I've been in the ring as a fighter. And I started to judge and was watching a lot of reffing, and one day somebody had suggested that I try refereeing. I guess they saw something that I might be good at it, and you know, I said, you know what, I'll give it a try. And so I did. I hopped in there and I got hooked right away.
Wow.
You know,
yeah.
You know, really is not too often you get a female boxing referee. And, you know, I feel you referee here at the Masters tournament in Las Vegas, the USA Boxing.
Yes.
And we've been having it for the last, about 3 or 4 years already. And how long have you been refereeing now?
So refereeing, I've been solid over a year, about a year and a half now, And I've got about almost 200 bouts under my belt so far. So
200
yeah.
bouts. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
I just counted the other day in my book. I'm like, oh, I'm right at 200. So
wow, that's amazing. Yeah, you know, when I first started as a referee, I started with the Police Athletic League for a couple of shows, and I said, you know, I went into the Golden Gloves. I was an amateur referee like yourself. It was, and I couldn't wait until I turned pro. And I said, I got to wait at least 3 to 5 years. I was told, and you know, I did the tournament, the Golden Glove tournament. And they said, you know, they said, Joey, we want you to turn you pro. I said, can't be. But anyway, we're not here to talk about myself. We're here to talk about you because I want our viewers.
Yeah, but you have such an inspiring journey. I mean, you've inspired so many people, including myself. So it's always great to hear about you, too. So
well, but, you know, we have the show today because Shelly and I, we do the show every week. We have people from all walks of life, whether it's sports, whether, you know, all sports, and boxing, football, baseball, basketball. We try to get people on the show as often as possible. But having a female boxing referee, I think that's a first one for us.
That's special.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of individuals out there watching these programs like this on you hardly ever find any female referee, and here we are. We got you first.
So who are some of your mentors?
I feel so honored.
Yeah, who are some of your mentors in boxing now?
You know, when they say, you know, it takes a village, it's true. But I think what I've learned really, honestly, is it's who you surround yourself with, right?
That's right.
Yes, for sure. And Joe being one of them, right? And so Ricky Gonzalez has been an incredible mentor to me, really since the beginning. Yes, incredible referee. Ben Rodriguez here in Illinois. He actually, you know, he used to be my OIC for the Illinois LBC, and I've watched him grow in his career, and it's just been amazing to have him in my corner as well. Sparkle Lee is another one that I'm proud to say that, you know, we talk weekly boxing, you know, and so it's really important who you surround yourself with, and just stay in and just keep the conversations open, keep the scenarios coming, keep watching, keep studying, and really surround yourself with the right people.
Right now,
and there's more people. We have amazing refs here in Chicago. Andrew and Alicia Collins is another one. So yeah, it takes a village sometimes. So
yeah, you have a referee out there, very well known referee worldwide from Chicago, Gino Rodriguez.
Yeah. Yes.
His daughter Gina Rodriguez is an actor from Hollywood. She does a lot of movies now. Gina, I don't know if you ever got to meet her, but
no, I haven't. I've heard of her though.
Yeah, but Gina Rodriguez is the father. He was a referee, and he retired as a referee. And believe now he's involved.
Oh, Gino Rodriguez. Yes. Ben's dad.
Yeah.
Ben's dad. Right? Yes. Yeah.
I went one time to Chicago there to do I was on a visit. I think I was giving a seminar, and I got to go with him to his house, and he did a lot for the WBO, and him and Paco Bacasal, you got together. He was doing a lot of seminars for the WBO. I'm very proud of him because he did so great for boxing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now having you as a referee now, as a female, I mean, last week you had Katie Taylor fighting Laura. Serrano.
Serrano. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a hell of a fight. A good female fight.
It really was.
They were all female fighters in Madison Square Garden, the first time ever, right?
Amazing, right? That was amazing. That was amazing.
So for females in boxing, now there's a female, a female referee who's been your mentor as well. Can you tell me the name of the individual who's training you, who helped you out? A female referee who's been helping you.
Yeah, really been.
My name, Crystal?
Sparkle.
Okay, there you go.
Sparkle.
I know, I figured if I say it's Crystal, you'll remember. Sparkle Lee. She's a great referee, female referee from New Jersey, and she was the first female to referee a world championship fight on HBO.
Wow, yep.
And a lot of people didn't know that, but Larry Hazard, who's a commissioner from New Jersey, felt that she was qualified for it, and he put her on the show, and she did an amazing job. She's done some great fights as a referee.
Yeah, she really does.
Yeah.
Did you have any scary moments in your career as an amateur ref at all?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're learning in the beginning, absolutely. And I think you're always going to be learning. You know, I don't ever want to think that I've arrived at any point, because every time you get in.
Every time we got cut off for a second, you say every time you get into the ring, you know, you normally feel like you feel butterflies in your stomach, you know, especially when you're starting out as an amateur. So you felt like butterflies when you got into the ring.
Oh, sure, every time. But you know, you're confident in what.
Yeah, confident. Yeah, you feel comfortable with what you're doing because you're a referee.
Yeah, and, same thing in entertainment.
Right. You feel a little butterfly, but you know that's okay. Yeah. That happens, and.
That's right.
Yeah. So.
And the more you do it, the more confident you get. The more you learn, the more fluid you get. And like I was telling Joe the other day,
Yeah, she was telling me that we would keep getting a little technical difficulty, so we were back and forth with her. But yeah, she was getting the more you get into the ring, the better it gets. The more confidence you gain to be in a referee,
Yes.
to be in there. So what else
Yes.
besides being more comfortable? Now you have over 200 amateur fights, and what are your goals in the future?
Man, one of my dreams is to turn pro, is to become a professional referee. That is one of my goals for sure.
Okay,
Yes.
and if you turn pro in Chicago, well, Illinois, state of Illinois, and you'll be
Right.
the first female in Illinois. They never had a professional female in Illinois, right?
That's right.
That's
right.
exciting.
The first Puerto Rican female. Yes. Yeah.
You have to get your own catchphrase like Joe Faber Fern. We have to come up with one for you too.
I'm trying. I can't think of one yet.
You come up with your own words. No me cabrones.
Oh my God.
Right.
So good. Tell us about what you do in your spare time when you're not being a referee, because I know you've been doing some amazing things. Joe has been telling me about
Yeah,
your work.
so I love my work. I love what I do. I work for two of the largest cancer resource centers in Illinois, for Northwestern Medicine and Rush Copley Hospital. We provide free therapy treatments for people that are going through cancer treatment. So massage therapy, reflexology, facials. We have all kinds of
Wow.
fitness and yoga classes, counseling. It's a resource center for people to come and utilize while they're going through treatment, and it's all at no charge to the patient.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know, it's amazing. Yeah, I've been doing it for over 15 years, and I
Aw.
absolutely love what I do. Yeah.
That's great. As a breast cancer survivor
Yes.
myself, I can relate to that. I
Okay.
wish they had something like that here back in 2003 when I had it. But I love what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. My main focus is the reflexology and facials, oncology focused facials. But I actually just, for the last 10 years, I have taught shadowboxing. I designed a program for shadowboxing for cancer patients, and I taught that for Northwestern Medicine, and now it's expanded over to Rush Copley. So we're starting that program at Rush Copley in October, and I'm really excited about it.
So you do the shadow
Yeah.
boxing.
Shadowboxing.
So you have to explain to our viewers
You
out
know
there.
what? Because we all know shadowboxing sometimes gets overlooked, I feel like. And yes, exactly. The jab, the cross, your balance, your coordination, you get all that stuff back after cancer treatment. You know, you want to get, it kind of bridges the gap between recovery and life, right? So it actually closes that gap, gives you empowerment and confidence, and people that are going through treatment, it just inspires them and helps their motor skills and their mental focus. It's amazing.
How about
Yeah.
the salsa dancing that I do? I like to salsa dance.
I love salsa. I love salsa.
Me too.
I love salsa. Yes,
Oh.
sir.
Well, I put out every so often. I put something out there about me dancing. I like to dance a little bit. You know, to show that
I've seen it. I've seen your moves.
I still got a little spark of the old
Joe's
flash.
got moves. Joe's got moves. Oh yeah.
Get down there, get down.
That's right.
You know, come for the boxing moves. Yeah,
So no, I absolutely love what I do. So it's we're called touch therapists because obviously we're working with touch therapy with cancer patients, but then I turn around and we do the shadow boxing. So it's really a cool combination.
Yeah, that's great. You know, we're so happy that you're involved with that. And how do your patients feel about you doing that? You do with cancer patients, males and females?
Oh yes, males and females, all walks of life, all stages of their treatment. So it could be a patient that's just found out, all the way to a patient that isn't just getting into recovery or has been cleared and now is trying to get back into a normalcy in their life. You know, because cancer changes your life, right? And so it's really about getting your confidence back, feeling good, all those things. So yes.
Now, when you have a patient who like a stage four cancer, you know, and they go through that, do you lose them? It must be a terrible feeling losing patients.
I have lost patients before, yes, but honestly, it's always a sad situation, but I have to say that God's really given me the ability to handle that. I think I'm in the field that I'm in because I'm able to handle those situations, you know. And but yeah, it's always a sad situation when somebody passes. I have had patients that have passed on me. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
But you know, you can look at that and say, you know, I had an influence in their life in a positive way,
Right.
you know, and I was part of their journey, and you know, so yeah, but it does happen sometimes.
I think we might have some pictures too of you. So if I can ask Rick to pull up the pictures, maybe you can describe who are the people in the picture. Oh, I see you right there. Uh-huh. Wow.
That's right there with two fighters.
These were, I believe those were heavyweights. Yeah, those are big boys. Yeah, those are the
Okay.
big boys there. Yep. Yep.
Wow. Okay. And we probably have a couple more. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, that's me and Sparkle. That was at the IBF convention. It was my very first
First.
IBF this evening job with the referee clinic. She hosted that referee clinic, had a ring in there, had actual scenarios. It was amazing.
Oh, wow.
Okay, let's see. Yeah.
All right.
There's Ricky Gonzalez. Yep. There's Ricky.
He's a great referee from New York.
Great referee.
He's a retired police officer.
Wow.
Yep. And an amazing person. Amazing person. That's me in the ring again. I'm very, very focused there.
Wow.
I'm very, very focused on the job, and so that's, I guess you can see that focus there.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
This is Ben. So this is Ben Rodriguez. This is Ben I was talking about here in Illinois. He's an amazing ref. I've watched him grow, and he did the Clarissa Shields fight in Michigan, Detroit. Yes. And it's just been awesome having him as a mentor and in my corner. He's an amazing person also.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Okay.
Who's that?
And there's Alicia. Yeah, there's Alicia. Yep. Collins. Another referee I met at the IBF.
Alicia, okay. Where's she from?
She's awesome. You know what? I think she's from California. I think she's in California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one.
Oh.
This is my treatment room over at
Treatment room, and she does.
Wow. That's beautiful.
treatment
It
room.
looks great, though.
It does.
Wow. Okay. It looks beautiful.
Yes, that's another part of the treatment.
Schultz.
Go ahead.
That is the treatment room still. Just very cozy. It's a
looks it.
beautiful facility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He shows the reflexology treatments there.
How many patients do you have there?
Oh man. Well, unfortunately, we have a lot. My services get very booked. I'm booked a couple of months out. My service.
Well, she's booked a couple of months out. I mean, she's very busy.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing.
That's great. I wish I had a place like that, here in Vegas from back in the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, she's doing that. For how many years you been doing that now, Delilah?
The touch therapy for
Yes.
with the hospital
Yes.
over 15 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Well, you should get a medal for all the work that you've done in the community.
No,
with
you know
cancer.
what? You know what the reward, Joe, is actually receiving from them, because I give the services, but they also give back to me. Just their encouragement in life and the way that they handle their fight. It's very inspiring, and so even though I'm giving, they also give back. So it's a beautiful relationship. Yeah.
That's great. Now you
Yeah.
have.
So I always say I support fighters both inside and outside the ring.
Right.
So what were some of your scariest moments in boxing? Did you have any? And how do you know when it's time to stop a fight? How can you tell when the boxers get hurt? Things like that.
Yeah. So I'll answer that question first. So stopping a fight, a lot of times I'll look at the eyes, and obviously, especially with the younger kids, I'm very careful. They're still developing, and so I'm careful as many blows that they're taking to the head. But I'll watch the eyes. I'm always watching the eyes, and the balance. That's always a giver too. And then your other question, scary moments. Oh yes, definitely. I've definitely had some moments, and you're going to. You're
Yeah.
going to. Did you want me to share a
Yeah.
situation or?
Sure.
Okay. Oh well, hey,
Yeah.
this is real. This is the real world. So I was transitioning to the other side of two boxers, and I got a little too close to the one, and he stepped back, and I actually went down. So,
Oh.
but I got back up as quick as like 2 seconds. I was back up, brushed it off box. We kept going.
Wow.
He didn't even realize I fell because by the time he turned around, I was already up. But you just have to watch. Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
But you have to watch your distance. I learned you got to stay adequate distance away, even when you're transitioning, because they could step back. You don't know what kind of movement they could make. So that was probably one of my scariest moments.
Well, I'll tell you, Delilah, I'll tell you that happened to me. It was not a scary moment. To me, it was an embarrassing moment because.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah. It was embarrassing.
I went down, and I rolled over, and I just got up and kept on like if nothing ever happened.
Yes.
People were
Me
applauding
too.
how quick I got up and kept on with the fight. But I mean, the fight stopped momentarily. Then they kept on going. When I got up, they kept on going. I remember
So
it
that
happened.
happened to you, too?
It happened to me. It can happen to anybody. Nobody's perfect. We're all gonna make mistakes. I've made mistakes in boxing, but you learn from your mistakes. You gotta be a little bit more careful and be prepared for the unexpected. Now I can tell you something.
That's right.
You remember when one of my colleagues, Mills Lanes, when he was refereeing a fight at Caesars Outdoors, and the fan man, a man with a parachute and a fan, he came in.
Yes, I saw it.
He came into the ring. That was Mills Lanes, and the guy came into the ring. So who the hell gonna ever expect something like that to happen in the middle of a fight? So it was a scary moment for him because he didn't know what was going on, and people are ringside.
Yeah, could you imagine that?
Yeah, people are ringside. I don't know what the hell going on. You think the worst, but I mean. But then another thing I've seen, not to me, but I've seen it happen, where a boxing ring would collapse.
Wow.
And fighters in the ring, the referee, and you have to stop the action. Another thing is there's a blackout. All the lights go out. And there's no lights in the place. It's pitch dark. And you're in the middle of the ring, and so everybody stops. Everybody is like a freeze. You got
Yes.
you got that, and it happens. The lights go out completely. Everybody got to stop, and you got to just stay there and make sure nobody's throwing any punches. You can see, you can barely see them.
Right.
But that's a scary moment.
Yeah.
So
right.
so what
And
happened?
I think.
What happened to
No, I
you?
was gonna.
What happened to you was just an experience. It happens to the best. So don't feel bad about that.
Yeah. And Sparkle said it actually happened to her too because I was sharing it with her. And so to be able to share the stories and know that you're not the only one, it makes you feel better, like,
Exactly.
okay, that happened to you too. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know who showed me a scenario is Ben Rodriguez. His dad had refereed a fight where the ropes came loose. And so that's another scenario. Yeah.
One time I was refereeing the Julio Cesar Chavez and Greg Haugen. It was 136,000 fans in Mexico City, and the padding, the corner padding, it came down. So I had called time. Had to put back up again. Then it happened again to the other side later on in the fight, in between rounds.
Wow.
But we got that taken care of right away. But crazy things can happen in boxing. Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, another time, one time I was doing a fight. One time I was doing a fight in the Bahamas, and what happened was that when I got to the arena, I went to check the ring, the rope, making sure the ropes were nice and snug and tight, and everything was good. But when I was walking down on the floor, there was no padding. There was no padding underneath the canvas. It was only wood. So I told the promoter, wait a minute. I said, I don't know how you guys let the other preliminary fights go on, but I had 2 championship fights that night. They were NBA championship fight. That's when I first started out my career. But it was, I don't count them as world championship fights for me, but it was NBA championship fights. And so I told the promoter, I'm sorry, but I can't let these fighters go into the ring. The fight like this condition, you can't. That's very dangerous. Said, what are we gonna do to all these thousands of people in here? I said, I don't care. The fighters are not gonna fight without no padding in that ring. So they said, what we're going to do, Johnny? I'm holding him up. We're going half hour, 1 hour. And I'm sorry, but this fight can't go on. So you know what they did? They went to the promoter's house. He lived like a couple of miles away. They went to his house. They went to the living room. They took the handyman with them, and they cut out the carpet and the padding in the living room from his house, and they brought that to the arena, and they took the canvas off, they put it on, and I approved it. I said, now we can fight. So now we're going to almost 3 hours delay.
Wow.
But so the fight went from one day to the next day because it was already midnight.
Amazing.
It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, but the main event was supposed to start like at 10 o'clock. But that's what happened that night.
Wow.
That's an experience that'll never happen. Another crazy thing that happened to me one time, I was refereeing a fight in Germany, and Larry Hazard Jr., not the commissioner, his son, Larry Hazard Jr., was a boxing judge, and he was working the fights with me. I was refereeing the fight, and a fighter got hit with a punch, and it dislodged the fighter's mouthpiece. It went flying outside the ring, you know? And so I said, time, you know, I called time, and went over to look for the mouthpiece, directed where it went to. They were looking for the mouthpiece for about 5 minutes. They couldn't find a mouthpiece. You got to have a second mouthpiece. You know, they didn't have a second mouthpiece. So we went to 5 minutes waiting, looking around, and somebody said, look in his pocket, look in the referee's pocket. And in the judge's pocket, that's where Larry Hazard was sitting, and the mouthpiece, he looked in his pocket, there it was.
What?
Can you imagine
That's where
that?
it landed?
And it won't happen in 100 million years. And that happened that night.
Oh my
So that was really something really crazy. But you have to be prepared for the unexpected in boxing.
Oh my God.
So Delilah, you know, you as a referee, I can tell you, be prepared for the unexpected because crazy things will happen in boxing.
Yes.
Delilah, how old were you when you first got interested in boxing? Like, did you want to start boxing or did you want to be a referee person? How did it all happen?
Right. No, I started out boxing. So I was like 37. I was way later in life.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know that like boxing was really a thing for women until I was way older.
Exactly.
And once that world opened up to me, I was like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So
how many fights did you have as a fighter?
just three. Just three.
Okay.
And then I went over to the reffing side, and I'm where I belong. I am. I feel like I'm really where I'm supposed to be.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you pretty soon on TV doing some professional fights. It'll happen. You had a couple of girls that were good referees, but the only one I could remember Sparkle Leaf from New Jersey, yourself, and I don't recall any other females or referees. I really don't. It's needed because, like I said last week, you saw last week, they had all women's boxing. That was all the fights. They were great fights. Sometimes, like Serrano and Taylor, that fight was an amazing fight. They fought 3 times. And 3 times, the judges gave the score to Katie Taylor. A lot of people felt that out of those 3 fights, Serrano won. But that's the judges' call, you know. We have to live with it. We have to live with that.
Right.
Because depending where you're sitting, you know, one of the things I say, you know, when I was judging fights, I was judging and refereeing simultaneously. But then once in a while, they would call me just to judge a fight. And I would sit there at ringside, you know, and you miss a lot of punches because the lights are bothering your eyes. The rope sometimes are in the way, and sometimes the fighter's back is right in front of me. I can't see if he's getting hit with a punch or not. So I say, one time I spoke to Ring Magazine, and they gave me 4 pages. I said about my philosophy was of bringing the judges up a lot higher than they sit right now, and from about 5-6 feet higher, they can see down. That's why in tennis you have the referees up on they are in these high-rise chairs because they can see the lines better.
Oh, interesting.
And I felt we could do the same for boxing. And I did a study, and it showed that that I was correct, you know, but nobody's willing to make that move yet professionally.
I know some judges stand. Some judges stand up
Yeah, stand up.
when they judge, so that they're higher. Yeah. And I also judge. I don't just ref, but I do judge also. And I know what you're talking about. It's true.
Yeah.
It is true. Sometimes you feel like you need to be higher up, and for
Well, Delilah, I want to thank you so much for being on the show today. And
thank you.
We want to keep you going strong, believing in yourself, and protect the fighters at all times. You have to enforce the rules, but first and foremost, the safety of the fighters. So you got to make sure that we continue what you're doing. We're very proud of you, Shelly.
Yeah, absolutely, and I look forward to meeting you when you come to Vegas for sure.
Okay, guys, well, keep your guards at all times. Remember, I'm fair, but I'm firm. And Shelly with her husband, they perform at Lola's every Saturday night, twice as nice. They perform there every Saturday.
6 to 10.
6 to 10.
See you again.
Yeah, Lola.
All right.
We'll talk to you guys, so take care. Keep your guards up at all time. Protect us at all time. And remember, again, fair, but I'm firm. Be good. Bye-bye. See you next week.
Bye-bye.